Books? Who needs them? Who reads them? Or, this is what you need. Pick up and read. Welcome to another installment in the Over My Shoulder Bible Study Series. These brief videos typically serve to supplement the sermon that I preach each week here with the Missouri Street Church of Christ in Baytown, Texas. But this particular installment deals with something that would make a wonderful Christmas present to someone else or to yourself. Books. Solid religious books. I want to go through just a few, maybe about a half a dozen books with you right now that you could give someone at Christmas or gift yourself with, and it would be a very good gift. Take, for example, this wonderful work by Mark Lanier, Christianity on Trial. A lawyer examines the Christian faith. Mark Lanier, on all accounts, is one of the finest Christian lawyers alive today in this country. And his work here on believing and why to believe is powerful and persuasive. I would strongly encourage it as a gift to anyone who is yet to believe, but is open to searching. A classic work by C.S. Lewis, especially good for those who are brand new Christians, is the Screwtape Letters. Now, it's available in many different editions, but this is my personal favorite. It's an annotated edition in large print. Not only makes it easy to read, but you also get some helpful insights, observations, and even some occasional questions here in the margin. You've also got room to write your own thoughts if you'd like to do that. The Screwtape Letters, an annotated edition by C.S. Lewis. Okay, so you've come to believe, and now you're wanting to make sure you continue to believe. What exactly is the faith about? Scot McKnight is a scholar, a New Testament scholar in particular, whose name you would do well to be familiar with. Of all his many works, and he is a prolific author, the Jesus Creed, I believe, stands at the head of the line, subtitled Loving God and Loving Others. Hey, as a grandparent, I've raised my grandparents with this very thought. I leave them with it every time I leave them. Love God and love people. If you would like commentary on those two thoughts, which are simply the first and second great commandment, you need look no further than Scot McKnight's powerful work, The Jesus Creed. It's been reprinted again and again and again, tens of thousands of copies out there. A classic by a Christian martyr in years gone by, Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Bonhoeffer was executed just a couple of weeks before the end of World War II and was a pastor in Germany who opposed Hitler and yet at the same time was somewhat involved in a conspiracy at one point in order to kill Hitler. What makes that all the more intriguing is that Bonhoeffer was a pacifist. Life Together is one of his works that survives, subtitled The Classic Exploration of Faith and Community. You will find no better work to cause you to think about what it means to live in fellowship with other Christians than this very thin and powerful classic translated from the German into English. It's chock full with quotes that will absolutely leave your jaw slack, and you'll have to stop in your reading and just think about it to take it in. Take, for example, this from the opening page, really just the third sentence. It's not simply to be taken for granted that the Christian has the privilege of living among other Christians. Jesus Christ lived in the midst of his enemies. Well, something to think about, huh? Life Together by Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Now, at least half of the fellowship in most congregations of which I am familiar are made up of women. And what better gift, and to address a question commonly asked, at least to me, is what was it like to live as a woman in a Christian at the start of the church? A week in the life of a Greco-Roman woman, a Gentile woman, by Holly Beers addresses that very question. It's put out by InterVarsity Press, and this little novel is grounded in scholarly fact. So if you want to read something that is actually very hard to put down. You'll find yourself saying just one more page throughout. You may find yourself reading this whole book in just one sitting. And this isn't just for the ladies. I dare say that we as men need to read this book more than the ladies do. If you know someone who loves deep Bible study and enjoys history and considers the challenges of what it means to live as a fellowship, as a church, a community of faith, with all the gender issues, this is a book to peruse. I'll leave you with what I think is the best in the stack, the most significant book to come out this year, Powerful. Scandalous Witness, a little political manifesto for Christians by Lee C. Camp. Camp is a prof at Lipscomb University. He deals with ethics and philosophy and other matters, as well as theology. Camp is a wonderful writer. He's the sort of writer that you can't skim over or skip anything. You find yourself hanging on every word in every sentence. He does not waste a single breath. And if he is anything, it is fearless in his discussion of this particular topic. What is the Christian's perspective of politics and life under Jesus as your Lord? If you know someone who has an interest in politics, if you know someone who enjoys history, if you know someone who just enjoys great writing, no matter what the topic is, if you like to see an author speak fearlessly, knowing full well there's consequences that's going to ensue, you'll want to read this thin but powerful work. I hope I've got your taste buds a bit wet, ready to read and eat up this wonderful work. Scandalous Witness by Lee Camp. Agree, disagree, or a mixture of both, you will not be the same person once you put this book down. Consider it as a gift to yourself as well as to someone else. Get 2 copies. Grace and peace be with you.